Hello, I'm Miranda, actress and filmmaker, and welcome back to my reaction channel. We just finished watching, well, last episode I guess, we finished watching Mud's Women, episode 6 I believe, and that was very entertaining and wild, and today we are going to be jumping into episode 7, What Are Little Girls Made Of? And you know, I've always wondered, so let's see if we can figure that out. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, they're coming up on a planet.
Sections. Security check in progress.
Security check.
Forward phaser.
We're entering standard orbit,
It's
nurse.
Christine.
Won't be much longer. I understand you gave up a career in bioresearch to sign aboard a starship.
I know he's alive down there, Captain.
Oh. Chris.
It's been 5 years since his last message.
Roger's a very determined man. He'd find a way to live.
Is that Christine's
Beginning signals
husband?
to surface, sir.
Oh, we're back to red outfit for Uhura.
Atmosphere within safety limits.
But the surface temperature of that planet is 100 degrees below zero.
Oh. Chilly.
Now, Dr. Corby, his translation of medical records revolutionized our immunization techniques.
Required reading at the Academy, Mr. Spock.
Just a little exposition for you.
Do you think there's any chance of him still being alive?
Is that Spock trying to be subtle?
His last signal told about finding underground caverns.
And since then, 2 expeditions have failed to find him.
Don't get your hopes up.
Enterprise. Come in, Enterprise.
Hello.
Do you read me, Enterprise?
Dramatic pushing.
This is Dr. Roger Corby. Standing by.
Space, the final frontier. To boldly go where no man has gone before.
So that last transmission was 5 years ago. He is responding to the Enterprise, even though 2 search parties have gone out and not been able to find him. This is a trap. That's my immediate take. I think her name is Christine, the nurse that's on board, because she was on the Naked Time where she was kind of flirting, well, admitting her love for Spock. But it sounds like she had a relationship with this Roger guy. I wonder if this will be a science-heavy episode. What are little girls made of?
He and part of his expedition remaining alive due to the discovery of underground ruins left by the former inhabitants.
So everyone lived underground?
Can you beam down alone, just yourself? We've made discoveries of such a nature they may require an extraordinary decision from you.
Deeply suspicious request.
It is an unusual request.
The man making it is Dr. Roger Corby.
Or is he?
You're certain you'd recognize his voice?
Have you ever been engaged, Mr. Spock?
Agreed, Doctor. However, there will be 2 of us.
Hello, Roger.
Darling, are you all right?
Yes, Roger. Everything is all right now.
Oh. Her is being so, like, supportive. Still very suspicious. Man, how many people run the transporter room? Seems like a kind of a big responsibility. Ugh. I feel like you'd take a parka or something. Some old school dress cuts right there.
You said he'd be waiting.
Oh,
Dr.
it's
Corby?
behind glass. How smart.
Beam down 2 security men.
Any problems, Captain?
Some delay in meeting us. Probably nothing at all. Kirk out.
Do as I say.
Getting here may have taken more time than he estimated. Don't worry.
Thank you.
You're not gonna wait for the security? Ah, there we go. Some victims. I feel like these men are not gonna do well.
We'll look for Dr. Corby. You accompany us.
Yes, sir.
Fun sets. Got the mystery music happening. This is quite the labyrinth they're going through, my goodness. So why isn't Roger meeting him? Is he not able to for some reason? Or is it because this is a trap? What's with the light show? That's a fun effect.
Dr. Brown is Roger's assistant.
That was the security guy, wasn't it?
You must have slipped.
Any chance of a projection or ledge?
None, Captain.
There was a Frankenstein. What happened? Is that Roger? Is Roger the, unusual?
Unfortunate. Terribly unfortunate. Dr. Corby was detained. I came as soon as I could.
But not soon enough.
Yeah, for real.
Don't you recognize me?
Christine. My name is Brown, Dr. Corby's assistant. I presume you are Captain Kirk?
Or Igor.
He's dead, I assure you.
Oh my goodness.
You do know him well. An old friend?
Well, I suppose living here for 5 years.
Just 5 years? His last transmission was 5 years, but I thought they were there longer.
Captain Kirk to Rayburn, report.
All quiet here at the entry, Captain.
We lost Matthews. Apparently an accident. Report in at hourly intervals. If you and I lose contact.
Was airbrushing a thing already in the 60s? That looks airbrushed.
Kirk,
It's really good makeup, actually. Oh my goodness, he's enormous!
The inhabitants of this planet moved underground. From an open environment to this dark world.
So is that one of the original inhabitants?
Freedom of movement and choice produced the human spirit. They replaced freedom with a mechanistic culture.
A mechanistic culture.
It will revolutionize the universe when freed from this cavernous environment.
I'm always suspicious whenever anyone suggests replacing freedom with anything. Hello. Is that a Mr. Tice kind of costume there?
And you must be Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise.
I don't remember Dr. Corby mentioning an Andrea.
And Christine is threatened.
Where is Dr. Corby?
Here, Captain.
Interesting wardrobe color code they've got. Oh, just... Well, she's no longer thinking of Spock.
The captain lost a man in the caverns, Doctor.
How did it happen?
The pit near the outer junction. The edge must have given way.
I appreciate that the men are at least wearing turtlenecks under their
I'm required to make a security confirmation. When I call my ship, if you list your personnel...
And I'd much prefer...
Rayburn, are you receiving
I
me?
prefer you waited, Captain. Please.
Required to call my ship.
No communications, Captain.
Hello.
Roger, that
You
man.
won't be harmed, I promise you. Could be things here unknown to you, so terribly important.
It was a trap.
Andrea,
He reminds me
this is necessary, Captain. You will understand.
of Christoph Waltz. Hey, I got to see a phaser get used. Oh, there he is. Oh, he just picked him up like a ragdoll. What? It's a robot the whole time. Is the big guy a robot?
Enterprise from Captain Kirk. Come in. Do you read?
We were becoming concerned, Captain. Your check-in was overdue, and since we'd not heard from your security team...
No problem, Mr. Spock. Dr. Corby's records and specimens will require careful packing.
Captain, are you all right? You sound tired.
Fine, Mr. Spock. Dr. Corby has made some fascinating discoveries, all under control.
Oh my.
I'm a scientist.
And you've gone mad.
Yes, I know your reputation.
There is so much you must learn before you make a final judgment. Andrea.
You must be Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise.
Sure, Kirk loves that.
Yes, Roger. Everything is all right now.
So is Roger a robot?
That's enough. You are not to mock Christine.
Or disobey an order from her.
You will not disobey her orders. Satisfied, Captain Kirk?
He threw that in there. It's clever.
Now, give me 24 hours to convince you.
Doctor, do I need to be a prisoner to be convinced?
Do you realize the number of discoveries lost because of superstition?
Where is Christine?
Where is my other crewman?
Ruck was programmed to protect my experiments. Ruck destroyed them both.
Destroyed them
Totally
both.
against my wishes, I assure you.
He's an android? Like Brown?
Much superior.
Ruck was still tending the machinery when we arrived here.
Oh.
With the records I could find, we built Brown.
Okay.
You've convinced me that you're dangerous.
Ah! Dang, that guy is strong. So I guess she's an android too.
I do not understand. Why are you unhappy? You are with Roger again.
Where is Captain Kirk?
How can you love Roger without trusting him?
Well, you know, when someone you love that you haven't seen in a long time acts like a really weird weirdo.
It's sufficient that it does disturb her. You will call me Dr. Corby from now on, Andrea.
Yes, Dr. Corby.
No more familiar names.
Captain Kirk is fine. He won't be harmed. I need time to explain and demonstrate. To him and to you.
But he did reach out because he does want Kirk to know.
Yes, let's start with Andrea.
I'm like Dr. Brown, an android.
Like Dr. Brown. Okay, I wondered.
Remarkable, isn't she? Notice the lifelike pigmentation. Physical sensation.
How convenient. Then a mechanical geisha would be no more difficult.
You think I could love a machine?
Did you?
Andrea is incapable of that. She simply obeys orders. Kiss, Captain Kirk. Now strike him. She's a totally logical computer.
I think Corbin is an android.
Then why did Brown try to shoot me? Why did he kill two of my men?
I will answer all of your questions. Now.
Yes, please. Oh, hello. Is that a body from one of the people that he killed? Either Dr. Brown, who is the android, or, I don't remember the name of the big guy.
This is how you make an android.
Her hair is great. Well, that's the problem. There can only be one Kirk. Oh, they're gonna do a morph.
He's not being harmed. I promise.
I don't believe you. nothing else, he's getting motion sickness. I know I would.
Roger, what's happened to you? Well, when I sat in your class, you wouldn't even dream of harming an insect or an animal.
She was a student and then got engaged to him.
Christine, if I'd simply beamed up to their vessel with Brown and the others, I'd have given beginnings of wild stories, foolish theories.
No, this is so much better.
Rock!
Rock. Right, Rock is the big guy. Yeah, so they're both, yeah. So we have another duplicate Kirk situation. Kirk's like, we just went through this. Why? And you don't know what an android's even going to be programmed with. I mean, you don't know what that base form had inside of it. Uh-oh.
Which is your captain?
I don't know. They're exact.
We merely synchronize them with Kirk's autonomic nervous system, duplicating the rhythms of his body.
Okay, so you are mimicking his physiology.
Physical pattern complete. We now make a mental pattern. Stand by for cortex circuits. The android will be so perfect, you'd even replace the captain.
Oh, no. We are going to learn there is only one Kirk.
Activate circuits.
Mind your own business, Mr. Spock. I'm sick of your half-breed interference.
Half-breed interference, wow.
And now, meet an android.
How do you do, Miss Chapel?
So is Nurse Chapel going to be able to save him because Rock has to take orders from her?
I am now programmed to please you also. Please sit, Captain.
Thank you. I'm more or less on parole, I understand.
That is he, the android.
Captain.
I know. I'd hate to be torn between commander and fiancé myself.
I'm worried.
Has he confided in you?
Nothing he hasn't told you. What he's done may seem wrong, but he is Roger Corby.
Corby.
Unless something's gone wrong with his mind.
No, you're forgetting how well I know him. He's the same as you or I.
Well, then he's evil.
If I gave you a direct order to betray him.
Please, don't ask me to make that choice. Please, go ahead and eat.
Androids don't eat, Miss Chapel. Well, there's one difference between us. I'm hungry. The difference is your weakness, Captain, not mine.
Oh my.
Eating is a pleasure, sir.
But they're complete Kirks.
Unfortunately, one you will never know. Perhaps, but I will never starve, sir. He's an exact duplicate?
In every detail.
What about memory? Tell me about Sam. George Samuel Kirk, your brother. Only you call him Sam.
That's disturbing.
You might as well try to outthink a calculating machine.
Obviously, I can't.
I mean, you took his uniform and everything.
You haven't guessed the rest? Not even you, Christine?
That is a huge security risk.
By continuing the process, I could have transferred you, your very consciousness, into that android.
Oh my.
In android form, a human being can have practical immortality.
But the same old promises made by Genghis Khan, Julius Caesar, Hitler, Ferris.
Kirk
You
speaks the
understand
truth.
that a human converted to an android can be programmed for the better?
Or you have a dictator who's immortal.
Can you imagine how life could be improved if we could do away with jealousy, greed, hate?
It can also be improved by eliminating love, tenderness, sentiment.
No one need ever die again.
No human condition.
Or even fear can be programmed away and replaced with joy. I'm offering you a practical heaven, a new paradise, and all I need is your help.
Well, you already
All you wanted before was my understanding.
took his like, likeness without consent.
I need transportation to a planet colony with the proper raw materials. They must be strongly infiltrated into society before the android existence is revealed. I want no wave of hysteria to destroy what is good and right. I created him to impress you, not to replace you.
I'm impressed. But not the way you think.
Okay, well, he's mortal. I don't know what Christine... Oh, why'd you let him go? Now you're just running. You're gonna have to face Android Kirk.
Roger.
Sorry, doll. He's gone crazy. He's literally wanting to replace the human race with robots. It's not okay.
Rock! No!
Alright. This is where she'll use her authority. He's like, I can't obey you if I can't hear you.
Rock! I order you not to harm him!
What are they even gonna do with this android? Well, they're not that immortal. Like, he shot Dr. Brown. I'm gonna have to shoot the other Kirk. What an odd uniform or outfit. Grab the stalactite. Yeah. Club him? Are you gonna club him? Is that the plan?
Captain Kirk! Where are you? Captain Kirk! I can help you!
That is a dangerous ability.
Christine, is that you?
He's too big! Oh no! You're not allowed to kill him. He's, I think, listening to Christine's order. Okay, good. Android.
Finished ahead of schedule. You're going back down with the command package?
Mind your own business, Mr. Spock. I'm sick of your half-breed interference. Do you hear? You look upset, Mr. Spock. Is everything all right up here?
No problems here, sir.
Good. I'll beam up shortly with Dr. Corby and party.
Goodness, that was, I hope Spock is suspicious. That is quite the outburst from Kirk. I don't know. I don't think he normally talks to Spock that way.
Security, Spock here. Status of your landing party. Have them meet me in the transporter room after the captain has beamed down.
I think you'll find planet -5 an excellent choice.
Made a good beginning, Captain.
Thank you. I felt quite at home on the Enterprise. Kiss me.
Is he seeing what he can get her to do? Or just trick her, I guess?
No. Not programmed for you.
And then who are you programmed for?
What's the matter, Andrea? Confused.
Leave it to Kirk to seduce a robot. Ah! I don't think he's gonna get far with Rock.
Emotion rock?
To maintain your existence would be illogical.
What happened to the old ones, Rock? Is it possible they built their machines too well? Machines that wanted logic and order and found that frustrated by the illogical, emotional creatures that built them?
They grew fearful of us. They began to turn us off. It became necessary to destroy them. You are inconsistent.
Skynet all over again.
The danger to you is Corby.
I was programmed by Corby. I cannot harm him.
The old ones programmed you too.
That was the equation.
That's it! Rock! Logic! You can't protect someone who's trying to destroy you!
You brought the inferior ones.
Uh-oh.
Now you bring the evil back.
Rock, stop. You're programming.
He's got a trick up his sleeve. Oh! Just a phaser. Oh, you just blinked him right out of existence. Okay.
I had no choice.
Well, that's the big threat gone. Now if just Kirk can wrestle that phaser out of Corby's hands.
Tell him what has become.
Yes! Get him, Kirk! Dora's struggling. I was right! I was right earlier! You're an illogical robot?
Still me, Christine.
Because you transferred your consciousness.
Roger,
Uh-huh.
I'm in here. I was frozen, dying. My legs were gone. I'm still the same as I was before, Christine.
But you're not.
Perhaps even better.
You're not.
Are you, Roger?
Yes, Doctor.
Someone in the outer junction.
Spock, you must have got my message.
It's a secret message. Oh, that's so clever.
Got a weapon? Deal with it. Protect.
All right. Well, they lost Rock. Oh, yeah, I guess they're gonna deal with him.
I will kiss you.
No,
You will not?
it is illogical.
She's still a woman.
Human. Rational, but without a flaw.
Freed himself and I destroyed.
You made an error.
I am not programmed for alarms. I listen to your instructions.
Is this your perfect world? Your flawless beings, killing off one another?
I'm not a computer. Test me. Ask me to solve any...
Is he malfunctioning?
Christine! Christine, let me prove myself.
Don't you see, Roger? Everything you've done has proved it isn't you.
I am Roger Corby!
Then prove it. Give me that phaser gun.
No. I constructed a perfect being.
Oh, there is that bit of humanity. Okay.
Andrea, give me the weapon.
No, protect. To love you. Kiss you.
No, you cannot love.
Love you.
Oh, wow. Whew, that got dark. I guess they kind of all cleaned themselves up, though. In fact, all evidence of them being here is gone.
Captain, are you all right? Nurse? Where's Dr. Corby?
Dr. Corby
He's dead.
was never here.
Is that what the official ship log will say?
Thank you for letting me make the decision, Captain. I'm quite certain I'm doing the right thing.
She's staying with the ship. Something bothering you, Mrs. Spock?
Frankly, I was rather dismayed by your use of the term half-breed. You must admit, it is an unsophisticated expression.
I'll remember that, Mr. Spock. The next time I find myself in a similar situation.
How did he know to put that response into the android? Like, how did he know that the android would, I guess, say that response to Spock? Maybe just a quick imprint. Okay, is anyone else getting the feeling that once the producers found out how to duplicate Kirk, they were having fun doing that? But anyway, this is a very interesting episode. It feels like a bit of a continuation of The Enemy Within, in which Kirk, his personality is split into like the logical and compassionate side, and then there's like the evil, fearful, lustful, like base instinct of himself. I think someone in the comments had suggested like the id and the ego. This episode seems to look at what happens if you do get rid of the id portion, that lustful base part of yourself, because Dr. Corby, I mean, I understand it was a desperation move that, you know, he was there on the planet freezing to death and was able to transfer his consciousness to an android body. So in doing so, he again has lost part of his humanity, right? And you see that reflected in Christine, which is why she's there. She's identifying and saying like, well, why are you acting this way? And noticing how off he is, and, you know, the compassion he had, that he wouldn't hurt any living being at one point when she was a student of his, and that he would now, like, it was just a very logical thing to do. So that was interesting. I don't know where Andrea came from. I understand she was quite a popular lady at the time, just in the 60s. Very gorgeous girl. But I don't know if she was an android before or after Corby turned himself into an android. And it was kind of interesting when she would say kiss Kirk and then say she wasn't programmed for him. Which definitely led me to keep asking, well, who are you programmed for? Because I feel like she would have been programmed for more, but like the show wouldn't say it. Kirk interfering with her programming was interesting. Like, he was testing the bounds of what an android understood or learned, and like testing the logic centers of the android, which worked for Rock discovering that, oh yeah, I kill all the humans, which, you know, was a very short-lived concern. But Corby, having no concern whatsoever about the life of anyone else, including Rock, just eliminated him. And I thought it was really hilarious when Andrea eliminated Android Kirk, because as far as I can tell, he offended her. So that was great. So yeah, very interesting. I ended up looking up the writer for this one, because Star Trek has an absolute amazing roster of writers. So this one was Robert Bloch, who he actually had already written Psycho, which is the movie that Alfred Hitchcock later adapted. And he was also a protege of H.P. Lovecraft. So right there you can tell the guy is interested in psychology, right? And he went on to write like crime thrillers and psychological horrors and all of that. So I can see some of that influence here, where essentially Corby becomes at least a sociopath, right? Where there's just no empathy, no understanding of respecting anybody else. If you just want to do something, you did. He took Kirk and cloned him into an android without his consent, interest, or anything. He had this desire, maybe from being like a leftover, being human, to have Kirk's permission, and wanted to share these discoveries he made and how it was really going to be a benefit to humankind. But at the end of the day, Kirk not working with him didn't matter. He was just going to do what he wanted to do. And so already, the human element is once again gone. So good on Star Trek, continuing to examine that part of the human psyche. I do feel bad for Christine. She did seem to care a lot about him, and it turned out he was I guess in a way, dead. Like she was, I mean, he died, right? His body died, and then she was having to sort of deal with this shadow of him, and this shadow that was really sullying his memory because he's not acting at all like how she knew him. And so that had to have been pretty hard for her. So yeah, what an interesting episode. I'm curious to see what other topics they try to tackle here throughout the season. Let me know what all I've missed in the comments. I know you guys just have a wealth of knowledge. I looked up Robert Bloch, but I hadn't like checked out into all the other details about this. I think the reason it's called What Our Little Girl's Made Of had to do with maybe Android Andrea, being maybe a little more than meets the eye. She was more than just a robot, and maybe Christine also and her interaction with, you know, what makes you a human, I think. So anyway, that's what I've got for now. I appreciate you all watching this with me, and we'll see you in the next episode. Okay, bye.